Hey, and welcome back. I'm Tree from Tree Essentials, and today we are just going to be talking and getting into a real situation. Like the things that we want to see happen in our life that are great abundance, they require serious situations to occur, basically, is what I'm trying to say. My words have been stuttering and uttering because I have so much to get off my chest and so many things to express, not just in speaking verbal words, but as well written expression, creative expressions in many different ways. And right now, I'm getting to the point where I in myself have been wondering, why haven't I been able to get everything out in the way I'm looking for it to happen. So that is what we are going to talk about today, because it's really, really serious, and it's something that is actually godly. And if we do not address it like it says in the word, then things don't occur like how they should. So I'm gonna be real, just like I want you to be real. Be real with yourself, be real with me, because ain't no reason to be lying over here. Okay, so first and foremost, the number one rule in all cultures. Onyx, my dog is getting away. I'm so sorry. Come here. Pause, break, sit down. All right, so you have to treat others as you want to be treated. So as you want to be treated, how are you wanting to be treated? Do you want to be treated triumphantly? Do you want to be treated with love? Do you want to be treated with respect and joy? If you do, you have to treat others how you want to be treated. So that is a whole lesson in itself, because sometimes people are acting crazy. Like, for example, today, I will use this as a perfect example. I was in the Costco line, minding my business, meaning paying for my items, my toilet tissue. And Mr. Bob, no, not Mr. Bob, that was a different place. Mr. James was helping. And this lady just rammed him on the back of his leg and then said, "Oh, I didn't see you there." It was no sorry. It was no anything. And in that moment, we had to sit back because the cashier woman said, "Well, are you going to say excuse me at least?" And the lady walked away like, "Excuse me?" Very offended that she asked her to apologize to him for hitting him. So that is a beautiful example, because Mr. James did not yell. He said, "I need a break." But he was given so much support and love after from many different facets and people, that it's just like that woman made it where everyone wanted to pour love into Mr. James. And I hope his foot is okay, to be honest, because it was very serious. But things like that, for example, it makes you reflect, is that your grandpa? Is that your uncle? But what would I do if that was me? It's different situations like this that occur each and every day in many different situations, where it's just like, I need to start thinking bigger, higher than things that are around me, because sometimes they are tests brought in the physical form that you need to pass in order to elevate. So that is treat others how you want to be treated. So with that, the next rule is forgive those who trespass, just as you forgive those who trespass against us. So that's in the Bible. That's a word in itself too, because when you forgive others as you want yourself to be forgiven, it really is a lesson that is higher than what you can even surpass at times, because it's just like, forgive what? Like, what are we forgiving exactly? He said, forgive 70 times 7. So that's 470 times over. Did I just count right? Yes, 470 times. So in a day. So that's in a day. So that is an exponential thing. So we're sitting here, you're going to count those up. If you did that 365, that's like hundreds of thousands of times. And as humans, that is something that we all have to start taking more awareness and kindness into, just point blank, period. And that's where I'm going to bring my story in, because I did not do that in the highest format that I possibly could. And I can show you in multiple ways through my own experience. I have achieved many different amazing things that I've always wanted to do, because they attribute it to self-love and self-care healing for myself. And I truly needed it, and it's deserving, but it wasn't just for me, it was for others. And I've always said that I'm a community head, but I look at myself every day and I'm like, what are the parts that I can do better, and what is holding me back too? And nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody can sit out here and say they're perfect. The only person perfect that was a man and human being was Jesus, and he has died, risen, and he will be coming back again. But until then, there's nobody else like that. Now, you can be in his image though, so that is something in itself too, because you have the opportunity to be a righteous person and do the forgiveness process. Sit down. That he wanted exuded out to all his children, period. So I've been in situations, and I don't really always talk about myself, so this is really hard for me to discuss, and I will discuss it more and more as I go through, because it was a part of my journey. And I share these things with you because when I share them with you, it frees me from the shame. It frees me from the guilt and the issues that I've dealt with in myself for not forgiving my situations. And it was as well the people. I was abused. Why am I looking like that? Oh my goodness. It's hurting my head even talking about it. Oh my goodness. I am not being dramatic or extra. It's real out here. I was abused for some years, and that was crazy because the person that did it, I really did care about, and I thought I was cared about too, and maybe I was, who knows? I don't think so, but I allowed it in some sense. I hid myself. I was ashamed of my situation. My voice became mute. I've always been a resilient soul though. Gigi. I got dogs out here, y'all. Come here. Gigi. Okay. My bad. I've always been a resilient soul. So I never thought I needed assistance with this situation. And I was like, I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to do better. I deal with my own issues as well. I overthink a lot. I've been learning how to calm that down. I attribute that to not just only going to therapy, but learning coping skills as such is what I am able to provide to others through stretch, yoga, meditation, stretching, somatic movement. I attribute that to exercise. I attribute that as well to expressing myself creatively. I can do that through art, through my words, through dancing. Whatever it shall be at that moment, how I'm feeling free, period. But I wasn't able to embrace it all the way authentically into myself. And I say that because I had a lot of hurt harbored inside of my body too. In that time of when I was dealing with those situations, it was crazy because my grandma passed. I just graduated college, and then like a week after the real graduation, not the black people's graduation, because that was lit. That's a whole nother story. If you went to UC, you know what I'm talking about. But in August, I graduated, and then I accidentally, not on purpose, got pregnant. And that right there was very triggering to me because I just became a community health worker. I just became into all my beautiful self things, and I felt like everything was going down the drain. And then I lost my grandma in April around the time of the black graduation. And so it was just like a lot of I didn't get to heal fully. I had to go. I had to work through school, so I never really was free. I found a way to find freedom, though, for myself in different ways and magnitudes, like I always do. I've always had to do that. It's just a part of my story, and I can go further into other parts a different day, because there's too many parts. But I never truly allowed myself to feel after a certain point. As I got further in, I knew immediately I'm getting an abortion. Why? I did not feel comfortable to carry, not with just that person, but it just didn't seem right. Something did not feel right about doing that for myself. And I truly thank God. Like, first and foremost, if there's anybody on my YouTube that has a triggering, traumatic experience with that, I am so sorry for your loss and situation, but I am grateful and I appreciate and I thank God every day, because that would have been a trap for my life. I started getting abused as I was in there in that pregnancy, and not only that, over time, it's like all my energy, my sexual energy that was being used out. It's like all my beautiful parts was being transferred over to the individual. That's how I felt. And in a sense, it was. I started losing myself over time. I was getting abused mentally, physically, socially, financially for years. And at certain points, I wasn't even doing anything with the person. They were still there. So that was just something in itself. But I never fully was able to feel the forgiveness, because I felt like pieces of me were taken away. I, of course, like I said, am very resilient, and I'm kind. I always think I'm kind, period. At one point during that time, I was nice. Forget being nice. I am not nice anymore, period. I am kind, though. I had met so many beautiful people in that time period of life, too. So I'm not going to say just negative things, but a lot of draining, depressive. I even had points where I did not want to be here anymore. And I do attribute that to the negative situations that were happening in my life. But the beautiful part, like I said, I was a community health worker, so I was able to get away. Over time, I switched my car up. I stopped talking to the person, even like I said, we stopped doing anything sexually, but you're still there for some reason. And I got away. One day I just up and moved, and I moved back to where I lived in my hometown. I've been switched my car. That person didn't know where I lived anymore, so I felt okay. One thing though is I did get free. I got into natural hair, and I felt so freeing and vibrant coming back to the city of where I was when I first got introduced to that person. Now, I don't put all my life into that situation, because I've had many beautiful things happen where I am now. I am grown into my womanhood. I've grown as a young lady, as a learner, a teacher, yoga, meditation. I've done so many beautiful things in that period in life, but I did have a lot of traumas happening, and I thought things were going way better because I just knew it was. And then another traumatic experience happened. In that time, it didn't affect me financially from that person. It was the job I was going through, but I lost something really close to me, and that was my service animal. Prior to that coming back, I never talked to that person anymore, but I did not have full forgiveness for the situation. After my service animal has passed, it has opened up so many trigger moments in my life. Oh my goodness. You would be like, are you okay? And yes, I'm okay. But just like any other person, you go through experiences in life. What I'm trying to say is, I haven't been able to feel my lightest, freest self. So many dogs, y'all, so many dogs. I haven't been able to be my freest until I found the full forgiveness in that situation. And it wasn't just from that situation, it was from other situations in life. And being able to accept it and be embracing. And I am able to say this to you today because the experience has been happening over, y'all, go sit down. The experience has been happening over this past month, okay? It's been real. It's been beautiful. But over this time, I have left the career that no longer services me. I have found freedom in many different areas, like building up my business baby, Tree Essentials. Something that really holds dear because it's my ability to uplift and empower others through their self-love, self-care journey. And other beautiful things have happened in the longer time frame too. So the fullest piece of all that puzzle, to be able to really embrace and feel the fullness of all of that, is that forgiveness key. There are books in the Bible that have been left out of the King James like versions, and there is a book called the Book of Remembrance of Ancient Grandmothers, and I was in chapter 4, and that right there had me in my whole feelings. And I did call the person and tell them I forgive. They didn't pick up. I called private. People don't pick up private numbers. I don't even pick up private. But I left a message and said, I forgive you, and I hope you forgive me too. Did you hear that? It's both. It's not just one way or the other. We have to really embrace and enlighten ourselves into the healing parts that we can bring to this earth, because everybody matters. I don't care what you've been through. And it's wild because whatever it was a lesson situation that you had to go through and experience so you can come out and be a testimony to somebody else. This is an accountability measure. I will be posting way more. I am made for this. Sit down, Onyx. I am made to assist others in their healing journey. But if you are not assisting in your own healing journey, which is forgiveness of self and forgiveness of others, you cannot do to your fullest part. As I've been doing this, not just that part, there's been other books. I forget the name. It's by Dale Carnegie. It's a book of how to not worry. Game changer. I don't care what anybody tells you. Listening to the experience of others is really what it's all about. That's all the Bible is. It's stories of what people are saying. And we are the new people on this earth. And we all are deserving of our highest light. Be quiet. Sit down. We are all deserving on our highest journey in life. We are to be loved, and you are loved. So with that being said, I need you to join me on this journey as we go through different pieces. Some days I may want to move around and not bounce. What's that song? Jump around and bounce, bounce, jump around and bounce, bounce. That's Beyonce. Some days we gonna draw. I'm gonna show you a new drawing thing. Some days we gonna deep breathe. You may cry sometimes. That is a release. We are doing what we need to do to be our freest self. I applaud you on your journey, and I see you to applaud yourself as well, and I applaud me as well, because this is real out here in these streets. It is no game, and the enemy is out here to seek, kill, and destroy. He roams through these streets like a lion, seeking to devour his prey. I'm not prey. What I am, though, I'm going to pray to the divine Holy Spirit, Lord, and praise and say thank you each and every day for the things. And if I have to forgive to do that part, I'm going to do that, because I'm not losing out on my blessings for nobody. Period. And my blessings are my peace of mind. Peace of mind is everything. No money on this earth is worth your peace of mind. No job, nothing. Nobody. And your hair. Your hair gonna tell the story on how you're doing. Period. That's why I love being a hair consultant, because I can help get you through these journeys. That community health work I did, yes, I can help you get stable out wherever you're at. And lastly, that health education piece. I love to bring balance in my whole different modalities as such. Like I said, meditation, somatic. I had to go through my experience to be able to basically do all these things. And now I'm learning myself all over again, and it's fun. Some days I do be extra dramatic and I be sad sometimes, but lately the sadness been going away. I've been letting all my weakness be God's strength, and he pour into me, and it's been so beautiful. So I want you to feel the same way, because no, I don't want you to feel just like me. I want you to feel like yourself through his spirit, because you are worthy of the best life. I don't care what situation. Paul said he can be content in anything. Poor, rich, kind, up, down. So I don't know all the words. I'm not going to speak and vouch exactly the exact scripture. But he said he know how to do everything. I can do all things through Christ strengthens me, and period. And with that being said, I need you to go ahead to subscribe. I want you to like. If you would love to book to do a consultation, please let me know. I have the link below where you can sign up. Let's get on our journey in these beautiful ways, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good day. Bye.